Clay soil is notorious among gardeners. Heavy, compacted and waterlogged after rain, it can frustrate even the most diligent growers. Plants struggle to establish roots, water either pools or drains too slowly, and nutrients often remain locked away, unavailable to the roots. I face this problem myself, watching seedlings struggle in beds that should have been flourishing. Then I rediscovered a nearly forgotten garden hack, one that generations of gardeners once relied on before modern amendments dominated the market. Within weeks, my clay soil went from dense and unyielding to loose, crumbly and teeming with life, and my plants began thriving as if by magic. Today, I'm going to share this technique, explain why it works, and show how you can apply it to clay soil, whether in raised beds, in-ground gardens, or even large-scale hydroponic-inspired setups. The problem with clay isn't nutrients, it's structure. Clay soil often gets a bad rap, but the real issue isn't a lack of nutrients, it's the compacted structure that prevents roots from growing freely. Clay particles are tiny and stick tightly together, which limits air pockets and water infiltration. Nutrients exist in abundance, but plant roots can't access them effectively. Understanding this distinction is crucial because, many gardeners waste time adding fertilizer to clay soil without solving the root structural problem. The forgotten hack I applied addresses this structural challenge directly. It loosens clay, improves aeration, and encourages microbial life, allowing plants to fully utilize the nutrients already present. The first step in transforming clay soil is adding organic matter, but there's a twist. Rather than standard compost or mulch alone, the method I used involves layering coarse fibrous materials such as straw, shredded leaves, or aged hay, combined with smaller additions of finely decomposed compost. The coarse material creates channels in the clay, allowing water and roots to penetrate more easily, while the compost feeds beneficial microbes that improve soil structure over time. For practical application, I started by spreading a thick layer of shredded straw across the garden bed, then lightly mixing in a small amount of compost. I avoided turning the soil aggressively. Instead, I let the organic matter gradually integrate, which prevented compaction and encouraged microbial colonization. Even small gardens can benefit from this layered approach, especially when repeated annually. Once the organic layers were applied, the next step is aeration. Unlike heavy tilling, which can damage soil structure and disrupt microbial networks, I used a broad fork and light spading to gently open the clay. This creates air pockets while maintaining the integrity of the clay's natural aggregates. In practice, this means inserting a broad fork into the soil at regular intervals and levering slightly to loosen rather than flipping the soil over. This technique really does enhance drainage, encourages root penetration, and, allows organic matter to be a lot more effective. Even in raised beds, just lightly aerating those clay-based mixtures before planting, it creates an immediate difference in water movement and root growth, honestly. The forgotten hack also includes, well, stimulating the microbial life that can naturally improve clay texture over time. I introduced microbial inoculants in the form of fermented plant teas, worm castings, and even a small amount of garden soil from a nearby loamy area. These microbes feed on organic matter, secrete compounds that help bind soil particles into aggregates and create channels for air and water. For application, simply mix inoculants into the top layer of your clay bed or water them in using a diluted solution. Within weeks, you can observe changes in soil texture. Clay becomes more crumbly, less sticky, and easier to work with. Over multiple seasons, microbial activity can significantly reduce compaction and improve nutrient availability. After loosening and enriching the clay, mulching becomes essential. I applied a thick layer of straw and shredded leaves on top of my beds, which, prevents surface crusting, retains moisture, and adds additional organic matter as it decomposes. Mulch also protects the microbial community, preventing extreme temperature swings and encouraging continuous activity in the soil. Now, here's a practical tip for you. Keep your mulch about 2 to 3 inches thick. And try to avoid burying your seedlings directly beneath it. This layer of mulch, it continues to work all through the season, slowly breaking down and further improving the structure of your clay soil. Transforming clay soil, I must say, isn't instantaneous, but the results, they're dramatic and lasting. By layering fibrous organic matter, gently aerating, inoculating with microbes and mulching, I watched over time as previously stubborn beds became workable, nutrient-rich, and absolutely alive with microbial activity. Plants grew stronger, with deeper roots and healthier foliage, and water no longer pooled on the surface. For gardeners, the lesson is simple. Focus on structure and biology, not just nutrients. Observe the soil, apply organic amendments, and, let nature do its work. Over time, clay soil can be turned into a highly productive garden medium. The forgotten clay soil hack, layering coarse organic matter, aerating gently, introducing microbial life, and maintaining protective mulch, transforms stubborn soil into a thriving, fertile foundation for your garden. It's sustainable, practical and highly effective, whether you're growing vegetables, flowers, or integrating clay soil beds with hydroponic-inspired systems. If you found this guide valuable, subscribe to HydroHaven for more actionable tips and forgotten garden techniques that deliver real results. Share this video with fellow gardeners, because transforming clay soil doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be a season of growth and abundance with the right approach.